everybody, welcome or welcome back to the channel. My name's Nicole and this is Dusty Book Sniffers, and today we are here for some more chitter chatter about the books that I am reading off the Women's Prize for Fiction 2025's long list. So let's get started. Good morning or good evening everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me. As you've seen, I spun up Birding by Rose Ruane. I believe this is a debut novel, and yeah, so let's have a little bit of a look at what this book is about. So basically, like the last couple of videos, because I am under the pump now, I'm trying to get these all read before the shortlist comes out, and I'm getting very, very close to that. So basically, this is going to be what the book is about, what I knew about it before going into the book, and then basically what my general thoughts were. All right, so I've got Storygraph pulled up here. It's coming in at 271 pages. It was published in May of 2024. It is being published by Corsair, or Corsair, maybe, is how you pronounce it. It is an emotional read. It has you know, talk of sexual assault and all that sort of stuff, and it can be quite challenging at times as well. It is sprouted as a contemporary literary fiction. This is ideal for readers, because remember, I read the little blurb, that the AI blurb that goes up on Storygraph, and it gives me a good idea of what I'm in for in the book without reading too much of the synopsis and getting things all spoilt for me. So this one is ideal for readers who appreciate introspective, character-driven narratives exploring resilience and self-discovery amidst the complexities of midlife and societal reckonings. So basically, we are following Lydia, who was a teen pop star in the 90s, and she posed half but naked on billboards everywhere and all that sort of stuff. And she was also not treated very well, and she was assaulted. And this sort of changes the course of her life, like it would for anybody. So yeah, so she basically, like, to be honest, I didn't really gel with this book. So it's really hard to really talk about how I feel about it when I didn't gel with it. So from the synopsis, we know that we're going to be in the 90s. We've got a character named Lydia. She's a teen pop star. She posed half naked on billboards everywhere, with a lollipop between her lips and no idea how to live. With no idea how to live, letting the world happen to her. Now 3 decades later, so she's now in her 40s. She knows that what's happened to her, it's not at least okay. The news cycle runs hot when the Me Too stories start to unfold, and the famous former lover has emerged with a self-serving apology asking her to forgive him. And suddenly the past is full of trapdoors she desperately trying not to fall through. So this was the catalyst of the story. Basically, he comes back into her life, apologizes, and then it sort of starts to, in my opinion, spiral out of control a little bit, because she now realizes that what happened to her back then was not okay, and it was assault, and it has also led to a lot of decisions and stuff that she has made throughout. We also have Joyce and Betty, I think her mother's name is, another couple of characters that we're following along with as well. And she lives with her mother, who is quite oppressive, and her mother had her at a young age, from my understanding of the story, and the father just left, and he was still around. Like, he was a part of this, it was like a, the only way I can describe it is like, you know, where in Dirty Dancing, where Patrick Swayze was teaching dancing and Baby was there. That's the picture I had playing in my head, that when she was younger, her and her family went there. She hooked up with the owner's son, subsequently fell pregnant and had Joyce. And now Joyce has lived with her all this time. And there's these creepy dolls. Like, as soon as there was a mention of dolls in this book, I'm like, oh, that's creepy. That. But she was with her mother, and her mother was quite oppressive and really like controlled her a lot. And I think that come down to the mother's fear of losing Joyce. But Joyce, you know, wanted to live life to the fullest and all that sort of stuff. Now, they are the characters that are in it, and the stories are playing out on two separate sort of things they're playing out. And I feel like that these could have been two separate books in a way. I would have really liked to have seen Lydia's story, even though there was a decent amount of story there. I really would have liked to have seen Lydia's story flushed out a little bit more, and just really dive into the you know, deeper into her thinking and her way it changed her life and all that sort of stuff. I would have found that to be a lot more compelling to read. And the same with Joyce and Betty. I would have liked to have seen that flushed out a little bit more, and understanding why Betty was the way she was a little bit more, going on a little bit of a deep level. I felt like this was the characters were very surface level. I didn't feel like I was connecting with them in any way either. And I was sort of looking forward to this because, you know, it has a little bit of nostalgia, 90s pop, all this sort of stuff. But the underlying theme on this, especially on the pop side of it, is just the sexualization of young girls, especially tweens and teens. And I, as I was talking on the Sprints, I remember when I was younger, we were as I was having children and stuff like that. And, you know, you're hearing kids arguing with their mothers about wearing clothes that were just so inappropriate for young girls. And I remember having friends over, and we were having a few drinks one night, and we were talking about, you know, the over-sexualization of young girls and how it's not helping, you know, our cause to, you know, have men and also boys treat us with respect and all that sort of stuff, you know, by having this. I mean, everybody has a right to wear what they want to wear. I'm not saying that, but, you know, just the over-sexualization of young girls who don't really understand about their bodies and what that can do to other people and how they react. And yes, boys should just keep their hands off, and yes, boys shouldn't, you know, sexualize. But at the end of the day, humans are visual creatures, and this is, you know, a part of our society that no one likes to talk about, but this book is sort of broaching on that. However, while it is a really good topic that it's broaching on, I just don't think it went deep enough. I know it's only fiction and it's, you know, and all that sort of stuff, but it still could have driven it home a little bit better, in my opinion. So I can see what the author was trying to do. I can see how she was trying to get that point across, and she was also trying to get the point across that, you know, these things, that these demoralizing things that happen to us as a young person can also affect the rest of our lives. For some lucky people, yes, it affects them for a certain amount of time, but they do manage to move past it and have a fulfilling life. Others get stuck, and this is what I feel like the author was trying to portray in this book, but just didn't hit the mark for me. So in saying that, I found it to be very repetitive as well. Like I felt like we were just going round and round in circles. Now, I know that there are going to be people out there that will love this book, and that's great. I'm happy for you to love it. I'm not saying that it's a super bad book or anything. Just for me and where I am in my reading journal, I just felt it was very surface level. I didn't think it dove deep enough. I would have just liked the story on either Lydia or on Betty and Joyce, and just had them as separate books. And, you know, I think that if the author had to spend more time as separate books, then we probably would have got a much better story, a more enjoyable story, a more intriguing story, and compelling as well. So that's sort of where I'm at. The one weird thing that I will say, Joyce, it is actually it says it here, Joyce has never left home, and she lives with her mother Betty, with their matching dresses, identical hairdos, and makeup. They are the local oddballs, and they definitely, the author did definitely get that across. Like, you knew that people were like talking about them and stuff like that. You got that sense that they were the community oddballs and were treated as such. So she did get that across. I felt really sorry for Joyce, because Joyce just wanted to break those shackles, and it took for her, you know, it took a lot for her to get where she wanted to get to, and I still don't think she really got there. So yeah, but I'm just going to leave it at that, because I really don't have anything else to say about it, except that it just wasn't a book for me. I found it to be very dull. I found it to be repetitive. And just not flushed out enough for me. And as I said, the characters were very surface level, and I just think the author actually missed an opportunity here to go a little bit deeper. And yeah, so I don't know. I just, yeah, there was a lot of things that were thought-provoking in the book as well, like there, as I said, the over-sexualization and all that sort of stuff, and just the treatment of people in general as well. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So thank you so much for listening to me to waffle on about another book that I didn't really gel with this year, but thank you so much for being here. If you haven't yet done so, please hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it, and then to all notifications, and then you're not going to miss out on any future posts. And of course, while you're down there, hop, skip, and a jump over the like button, give me a thumbs up, and leave me a comment down below and let me know, did you read this book? Did you like it? Let me know in the comments what you thought about it. If you did like it, if you didn't like it, what didn't you like about the book? I would really like to know that as well. But as I said, that is it from me today. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Remember, keep turning those pages, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.